All right, so the first thing we want to do when you do that is that, just real simple, is that you should have a budget. By the way, and you should just have a budget of some kind. And then also, I see that print is small. And then also one other quick note. I see a lot of you taking pictures of the screens. I get that. I love it. I take that as the highest compliment in the world. But we actually have those sheets outside for you. So I just want to do that because I see some of you are also writing. And I get excited when I speak sometimes. So the chance of you trying to speak as fast as I write are very slim. You won't make it the whole time. You'll stop in about 10 minutes. So that's all available. Also, it's on our website. I'll give you that at the end, but I just want to make sure that I just see you writing so fast and taking with your picture with your phone. But I take it as a compliment. I appreciate that. But first of all, you guys want to have a budget of some kind. And first of all, whenever I said budget, no one reacted. But usually when someone sees budget, they think, oh, I don't want to do a budget, or I don't have a budget, or I don't do things with a budget, or they've never done it. It's very interesting. Did I tell you I was from Minnesota, grew up in Minnesota? I went to go visit my dad a couple years ago. And I had our kids with us. And my dad lives in a house, in Minnesota. It has like a backyard, and it ends about right here. And then after that, there's a big just wild grass, and there's a freeway about a mile away. So my kids were playing outside. The boys were about 3. Gracie was about 1. Twin boys. I have twin boys that are 5 and a girl that's 3. They were just out there playing in the yard. So I was standing there watching them. That was my duty. They said, George, watch the kids. I was watching the kids. Then the game came on. So I'm watching the kids, and then, they start playing the game. Then I keep watching the game, looking at my kids, watching the game. Fellas, I need your help. Then the game started getting good. When people start, you remember, you guys, I'm not going to name names, but they started hitting them 3-pointers, making the game tight. Then it was going back and forth. Then I'm doing this. But I have to keep looking outside, right? For 2 reasons. One is I don't want the kids to wander off. Or I don't want something to grab one of my kids. Because then what? Then I'm going to have to fight with that, right? And then I'm going to explain to my wife why the kids got out there, right? And then at the end of it, I'm going to be blamed for watching the game, right? So I don't want to do that. The following year, I come back, and my dad built a fence around the outside, the perimeter of the yard. And then we were watching the game. And we were all watching the game. And all looking at the kids. There was a fence, right? They couldn't get out. And if something could come over that fence, then we'd all be with it fighting, right? So they can't get out, and something can't come in. So I had a fence. George, why are you telling me about a fence? That's what a budget is. If we get you a budget where we can write down what you spend and what you do, I'm not telling you not to spend any money on entertainment. Just know how much you do. Just if the budget is $500, then just spend $500. Don't spend $2,000, then wonder what you're gonna do with the car note. Don't do that, and then wonder what you're gonna eat the next day. You understand? Money, if money were like water, you know how you get paid at the beginning of the month, and then you run till the end of the month, and then you don't have any money? Okay, I can't get no help. Okay. Or you get paid on the 1st, and then you don't have any money on the 2nd. It ain't the 1st yet, and the money already gone. Are you still with me back there? I need you. So hey, whenever you guys do this, these are also calculations I show in my book that I always call it money in motion. You want to have your money in a way that you always understand where it's going. So there's a middle category, it's called budget. So you always have what your monthly expenses are. What's a monthly expense? How much you're paying on your mortgage, right? How much your utilities are. What are some other things that just be on a monthly payment and different things? And then you have debt, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Debt that you have to pay, like, right? That's your mortgage, right? That's credit cards, right? Okay, nobody has no credit cards in here. Okay, cool. This is going to be real quick then. All right, cool. All right, so then you have credit cards, you have other things, student loans, other areas. The reason why I'm bending over is I'm showing you how much of an encumbrance that is. Then, after you have the budget, then you have something called prosperity dollars. Prosperity dollars is something that you spend, that you have towards building wealth. That every day you're spending something towards doing that. First thing towards building wealth is tithing, okay? That's one. Second is what you spend on education. Then there's other things like bank accounts, 401ks, 403bs, different areas like that. I love you guys that are still writing. I'm going to send you this in the email of this all. But anyway, it walks all the way through that. Because what you want to have is you want to have a smaller budget. Because if you have a big budget and you have a lot of debt, you don't have any prosperity. And then you keep saying, Lord, bless me, Lord, bless me. Why? No, right now, many of us, if we sat down right now, we said, Lord, we're going to bless everyone in this room with $100,000. What would you do with it? Okay, everybody would shout. Then we're at church. Everybody goes, I'm going to give my 10. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to tithe right there. And then I'm going to take that other 9,000. I'm going to, what? Pay off debt. And then, let's say you say that. Then at the end, what do you have? Nothing. So that way we have to learn how to budget what we have.